6 common pitfalls in problem identification. Entrepreneurs are typically solutions-driven people. You'll focus all your energy on the product you're building. That's appropriate because it's interesting, it's exciting. I see lots of entrepreneurs get so fixated on the problem in their product that they're trying to solve, they lose focus on the real problem, the one that customers are facing. The question is your product doing something that matters? Most great businesses start with a significant problem to solve. We've seen 6 common pitfalls in the problems that entrepreneurs build their businesses around where they aren't really problems. The first common pitfall is building a product to solve a problem that doesn't really exist in the marketplace. Oftentimes, a very technical, skilled entrepreneur may have a great idea for a unique technology or product. He or she may want to build it, add more features, and keep moving the product forward, but never really check whether the problem that this product is addressing was critical enough in the market that people would buy it. Before spending any money on building a product, make sure the problem actually exists in the marketplace in an urgent way. The second common pitfall is building a solution for the wrong customer segment. I often meet entrepreneurs who make untested assumptions about who their customers are and what their needs are. Take the example I've used before of the company that built the photo storage product. They built an entire product around photographers. It's photo storage, makes sense. Once built, photographers were just not willing to buy the product. They had indicated a positive answer to the question, would this product be valuable? Would you use it? But the founders didn't ask, will you pay X dollars for it now? Would you activate it? It turns out they wouldn't. It turns out also that family memory keepers, the mom of 2 kids in a family who has a regular camera and is taking lots of photographs, love it and would pay for it and would pay for it now. As a startup, you may be building a solution to a problem that is felt in the marketplace. But unless you go out and explore the problem with different customer segments in the early stages of your startup, you may end up prioritizing the wrong customer segment. The third pitfall is building a solution to a problem that people aren't really that concerned about solving. It's a nice to have, not a must have. When you do a survey, is this an interesting product? They say yes. But they actually won't go out and seek out a solution or necessarily use it, and they're just not ready to pay for it. The customer may admit that the problem exists, but the founder forgot to ask the customer, well, how are you solving the problem today? That's a really important question because the customer may say, well, hey, look, I do 3 simple things and they solve the problem for me right now. And you say, well, would it be better if they were all put together into one solution to a problem? And here's where one of the most important distinctions is made. Most of the time customers will say, well, actually, it's not that important. The way I solve it now, using 3 things, it works, it's good enough. I don't want to pay any more. There's an old adage about this. It's about a mousetrap. A mousetrap kills a mouse. Are there ways to build a mousetrap that's cleaner, more hygienic, better, handles more mice? Yes. But the consumer says, you know what? I just want to get rid of mice. I want the simplest, cheapest mousetrap. So as an entrepreneur, ask yourself, is there another simple solution? It could be a competitive product. It could be a customer's utilizing several different things that are pretty simple to use that solve the problem. It could be a customer's unwillingness to go find, buy, set up, and use the product. The biggest competitor to your product is often indifference. It's the so what factor. The customer might say, yeah, I like that idea, but so what? It doesn't really matter that much to me. It's not affecting my life. Understanding this is critical. The fourth common pitfall is when an entrepreneur realizes that the problem is just too big. It's so involved and requires so many elements that to build a solution and make it into a product from a startup point of view is just out of scope. What do they build first? What's important? Do you have to have what's called the Big Bang Theory, where you have to have everything done perfectly before people will buy it? If the startup starts to try to tackle every element of a big problem like that, they'll often lose sight of the core product and critical problem that they're focusing on solving. Operations become scattered. The product has far too many features, or it ultimately becomes unusable to the end user, or it just takes too long and costs too much to build something that's usable. Another extremely common pitfall we see a lot is that the problem that you're originally identifying is actually just a symptom of a larger problem. While you're trying to solve the symptom, someone else may be coming up with a solution to the larger problem at hand. Your customers will flock to the other solution and leave you behind. If you're only solving a symptom of a larger problem, then whenever a new solution comes to market that actually tackles the root problem, customers will flock to that.